Okay, hi everyone. In the last chapter, we looked at words, that is lexeme. And in this chapter, we're going to learn about compounds. So, the topic of this part is about compounds and phrases. So, basically, compounds and phrases are both combinations of words, but they have different structure and meaning. So, basically, a phrases is a group of words. So, phrases is a group of words that function as one unit but doesn't contain subject and verb. And phrases also cannot stand alone. And compound is formed by combining two or more words as one unit to become one unit but function as one word.
Okay, now after we understand what is compound and what is phrases, we move to compound verbs. What is compound verb? So basically, compound verbs is a type of a verb that created by combining two words. This type of verb is less common than the verb that created by adding prefix and suffix, or we know as the process of affixation. But despite being less common, it still appears in four main types based on the structure. The first structure is a combination of a verb with a verb. For example, stir fry and freeze dry. And the second structure is a combination of a noun with a verb, such as hand wash and air condition. And the third structure is a combination of an adjective with a verb, just like whitewash and dry clean. And the fourth structure, the last structure, is a combination of a preposition with a verb, just like underestimate, outrun, and overcook. In the structure, the word over and out give a specific meaning to the verb. For example, the word over means to do something that too much. So in overcook, the verb cook is do in too much or too long. And the last thing, the key things that we need to remember in compound verb that the head or the main verb usually in the right side of the word. Just like in stir fry. The fry in the right is the main verb, and stir in the left is a verb that describe or giving the type to the verb fry.
Okay, so now we're going to talking about compound adjective and focus on specific types called right-headed compound adjective. These are compound adjective which the main meaning they're in the last word or head. So now we're going to discuss about types of right-headed compound adjective. There are three main types, each easy to spot and use. The first one is noun adjective. The second one is adjective adjective, and the last one is preposition adjective. So we're going to start from noun adjective. This type is a noun followed by an adjective. So a noun at the beginning add meaning to the adjective. For example, sugar free. It's mean without sugar or containing no sugar at all. And the second type is adjective adjective. These types is combined to adjective to make a specific description. For the example, bittersweet. So this means both happy and sad. And the last type is preposition adjective. This type is a preposition followed by an adjective. So a preposition in the beginning add meaning to an adjective. For the example, overconfident, it means too confident as usual. So each of these examples, the last part or head carries the main meaning while the first part adds extra details.
Okay. After we learn about compound adjective, now we will learn about compound nouns. Compound nouns are created by combining two words to form a new one. In English, compounding is commonly used to make nouns. This happens especially because cultural and technological changes bring about new things that need new names, and we often create it new nouns for this. Here are examples of compound nouns from a different word types. The first one is a verb combines with a noun. For example, sweatword, drop hammer, and playtime. And the second one is a noun combines with a noun, just like hairnet, mosquito net, butterfly net, and hair restorer. And the third one is an adjective combines with a noun, such as blackboard, greenstone, and fanheart. And the last one is a preposition combines with a noun, like in group, outpost, and overcut. And the next, we can see that the main stress is on the first word of the compound noun. For instance, in the hairnet, the main stress is on hair. This tells us the difference between a compound noun and a simple noun phrase, like what we heard in the first presenter. There are two types of noun plus noun compounds. The first one is a primary or root compounds, where the second word is from a verb. For instance, 1. Hairnet, a net for your hair. Butterfly net, a net for catching butterflies. These meanings are a bit more general and depend on our understanding of the world. 2. Secondary or verbal compounds, where the second word comes from a verb. For example, 1. Hair restorer means something that restores hair growth. Crime prevention mean the act of preventing time. These meanings are more specific and often tell us what the first part of the compound is doing. The second part, like crime prevention, means stopping crime. Thank you.
Headed compounds and headless compounds. So headed compounds or endocentric compounds are word combination where one part, called the head or center, gives the main meaning of the word. The other parts adds extra information like description. For the example in blackboard, black is an adjective that describes the color, board is a noun, and the head of the compound, because it tells us the main meaning, is a type of board. So blackboard means board that is black. And the other example in greenstone. Green is an adjective that describes the color. Stone is a noun and the head because it tells us the main meaning. It's a type of stone. So greenstone means a stone that is green. The head is the key word that defines that the compound refers to, while the other word provides details. And then headless compounds. Headless compounds or exocentric compounds are word combination where the meaning isn't directly related to the individual words. You can guess the meaning just by looking at the parts. For the example in faint-heart. Faint is an adjective meaning weak or timid. Heart is a noun, but faint-heart doesn't mean a weak heart, but it means a timid person. In the other example, in pickpocket. Pick is a verb meaning to steal, pocket is a noun, but pickpocket doesn't mean a type of pocket, but it means a thief. So the meaning of headless compounds comes from outside individual parts, creating a new or unexpected meaning. And the last, exocentric versus endocentric compounds. Exocentric compounds are like headless compounds because they don't have a clear head that defines the meaning. The meaning comes from both parts together, not just one. Meanwhile, endocentric compounds are like headed compounds because they have a clear head that determines the meaning, with the other part adding extra detail.
Now we move about blends and acronym. So guys, you know just cheeseburger, right? It's a combination of two different words that make one meaning. And now let's get discussed. Blends and acronyms are ways of creating new words from existing words. In blends, we take parts of two words and combine them into a new words. And for the simple example, smoke, S-M-O-G, from smoke, S-M-O-K-A, and fog, F-O-G. Or that I have mentioned before, cheeseburger, from cheese and hamburger. And next, an acronym. Acronym is a word formed from the initial letters of each word in a phrase. For example, NATO,
NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. If you learn about Indonesia history, all you guys know what is NATO. Okay, move to the topic. Acronyms are usually capitalized and read as one word. If the letters are read individually like USA for United States America, it is called an abbreviation, not an acronym.
Compounds containing bond combining forms. The term bond compound typically refers to a type of word formation involving morphemes, the smallest units of meaning in language, that cannot stand alone as independent words. These morphemes are called bound morphemes because they need to be attached to other morphemes to form a complete word. Root compounds are words formed by combining two root morphemes which are often borrowed from Greek or Latin. Here are some examples of word root compounds. 1. Photograph. Photo is human and graph is writing or recording. 2. Thermometer. Thermo is heat and meter is measure. The meaning of the parts of a word, we need to look at its morphemes, which include roots, prefix, and suffix. Here are some examples the meaning of the part of the word. 1. Unhappiness. Un is prefix meaning not or opposite of happy, root word meaning feeling joy. Ness suffix meaning state or condition of, meaning the state of not feeling joy. And 2. Biology. Bio, root meaning life. Logy, suffix meaning study of, meaning the study of living. Compounds containing bound combining forms. The term bound compound typically refers to a type of word formation involving morphemes, the smallest units of meaning in language, that cannot stand alone as independent words. These morphemes are called round morphemes because they need to be attached to other morphemes to form a complete word. Root compounds are words formed by combining two root morphemes, which are often borrowed from Greek or Latin. Here are some examples of word root compounds. 1. Photograph. Photo is human, graph writing or recording. 2. Thermometer. Thermo is heat, meter is measure. The meaning of the parts of a word, we need to look at its morphemes, which include roots, prefix, and suffix. Here are some examples the meaning of the parts of the word. 1. Unhappiness. Un prefix meaning not or opposite of happy, root word meaning feeling joy. Ness suffix meaning state or condition of meaning the state of not feeling joy. 2. Biology. Bio, root meaning life. Logy, suffix meaning study of, meaning the study of living.
So the next point is phrasal words. What is phrasal words? Phrasal words looks like a phrase but behave like a single word or a group of words that acts like a single unit. For example, Jack in the Box, which looks like a mini sentence but is treated as one word. Jack in the Box means some things that just pop out suddenly and surprise you. And to make it plural, we put the S in the end of the phrase. So it becomes Jacks in the boxes, not Jacks in the box, because it's treated as one word. And another example is brother-in-law. Brother-in-law is a term that we use to describe the brother of our spouse or the husband of our siblings. Even though it's three words, we write it use hyphens. So brother hyphens in hyphen law. And when we make it plural, we don't put the S in the end of the phrase like Jack in the Box, but we change the head or the main phrase into plural forms. So it's become brothers-in-law, not brother-in-laws. We put the S in the brother. So that's the part that change because that's the central idea or the head of the phrase. So that's the part that change when we talk about more than one.